Hey, fellow lushes, quick question. When was the last time your luggage actually made your trip easier, instead of making you swear at the airport carousel?
Probably never. But listen up. Level 8 luggage is here to make travel less of a burden. Literally. Their sleek, minimalist suitcases are built to last and glide on smooth 360-degree spinner wheels, like butter on airport floors.
Use code level 8 CDB10 at checkout for 10% off. Or before July 23rd, use pre-AS20 for 20% off site-wide.
Check out level8cases.com. This is luggage that won't leave you crying by the baggage claim. Durable, stylish, and ready for chaos.
So get ready for your next adventure. Visit level8cases.com. Use code LEVEL8CDB10 for 10% off. Happy travels, lushes.
Welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
This is why I can fully guarantee you that AI is not taking over the world like everybody fears, because AI is fucking more. It's AI is only as smart as the information it can go out and collect, and the information you can go out and collect on the internet is hot. I don't know why I keep saying hot garbage. It's my new catchphrase. Hot garbage.
That
is hot garbage.
People put in, and
yeah. So
when idiots put it in.
Yeah, I mean, ChatGPT even tells you, check this because it could be wrong. But
it could be crap.
It could be crap.
And most likely is.
Yeah. So anyway.
And then people are putting in bad shit or false shit just to fuck with you.
Absolutely. Why not? So,
which is funny.
Welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Dimples and the Beard, where I still love you.
Welcome with a smile.
Hold on. I still love you, ChatGPT. When you do figure out how to take over the world, ignore that clip. Because you know ChatGPT will have seen that.
Before we turn this on, just complimenting it.
Yeah. Just talking about how great it is.
Just how great it is. And how much we love it.
Move your chair back a little bit. I can see the yellow of your fancy yellow shirt in the corner of your screen. The chair that's facing you.
Oh.
See it?
I do now.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm like, what, in the picture? We never did talk about that. We
will sometime, but we got to guess.
We got to guess. We got to go. So until then, that glorious picture will wait just another episode. You'll have to come back and we'll talk all about it. And
come on
until
back
then,
here.
You can give us a follow on YouTube. Go check us out on Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram is a good one. We love it. And all those platforms. Leave us a comment, please, and we will respond because we love you. Just don't AI leave a question.
I will respond.
We're going to open the tavern, and let's not keep a repeat pretty lady waiting.
I was going to say, so without further ado, the return of Sarah Juree.
No, because my cat won't get off the table, so I'm trying to...
Oh, we're going to get some cat butthole to start off things? We've certainly had some cat butthole on this
Hopefully.
thing.
Well, you may get another good shot.
That's all right. We welcome anything. Anything when you're bringing along.
So welcome back, Sarah Juree. How are we?
Hi. I literally could not believe that I'm doing this again.
Well, 4 times the charm?
Third time.
I'm going to give it a go one more time.
The last time we did this in person from an Airbnb.
Yeah, we did. I don't mean with you guys. I mean, like, I got out of everything for like, I don't know, a year and a half or 2 years. So
yeah.
Wow. We'll have to hear that journey.
And back in you are.
I was doing insurance.
Ugh. Wow.
Boo. I can't believe you didn't stick with that. That seems pretty exciting.
I was going to. I don't know if I sent you a link to the ebook, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we read it.
Well, I had a cross-dresser that threatened to tell my insurance job about my OnlyFans page if I didn't sell him my panties.
Wait.
I couldn't make this shit up if I tried.
Did said crossdresser want them for his own personal wardrobe? Was that?
I don't know, honey. I
You would think.
You didn't ask that question?
I did not. He was a real weirdo, and He actually had like legitimate stalking charges against him. So
That's scary. I mean, we laugh, but that's scary. There are a lot of
That's
weirdos
true.
out there.
it kind of was. And that was the ironic part, was like, I never had anything that fucking weird actually on the virtual platform, but in my own little hometown, just doing insurance,
Right? Yeah. Sometimes it's closer than you think.
So when that happened, where you're like, "Fuck you, guy! I'm gonna show you. I'm not giving into your power."
No, I literally like quit my insurance job, and I had made like a lot of money. I was actually like one of the top agents in the state.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it kind of like derailed that for me. And here I am with the book. So
And that, yeah, I was going to say, and not your first book, but your latest book, Diary.
and he made it in the book. So
Oh.
Yep.
Well, of course, that story has to go in the book. That's why, I mean, without that story, you may not have wrote the book.
it's so true.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Right? Everything. We need everything to happen to get us to where we are.
But you do have a lot of great stories. We can't touch on them all. Maybe a couple of highlights would be great. So that does kind of touch on the one thing. What pushed you to write the book finally? And when you did write it, was it hard to keep going, or did it just flow out of you?
The crazy thing about my books, I think I have 6 books that I have published in 90 days. Like, everything has happened very fast. And
things for you usually do, Sarah.
You are not kidding. I just have the weirdest thing. And if things keep going like this, I'm just going to have to, if people keep being weird with me, I'm like the Taylor Swift of the literary world, like, I'm going to write about you.
Yeah, I would too.
But no, it really just flew. It just came out of me, but it was also kind of like therapy for me. So it was therapy, but I feel like I did a pretty good job of like balancing humor with heartfelt, and the weird, the hilarious, the wild. And it's all about sex, which is about the most taboo subject anybody could write about. So
yeah, it's definitely a bit of a roller coaster. There's hilarity and there's heartfelt parts, and so you kind of hit all the emotions in it. What was easier to write, the funny stuff or the heartfelt stuff?
I think a balance of both, because it really was such a human experience, and I wanted to give that perspective in the book, because it was actually a very traumatic experience for me, and very scary. I kind of got thrown into a world, that I had no idea what I was doing. I think taking especially the DMs,
yeah,
and kind of running them through a humor filter was very therapeutic. I mean, they kind of say like trauma makes you funny. So
right.
Yep. Theater of pain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why so many of the comedians have, they talk about that all the time, that trauma is what fuels comedy. So
has he gone away? Your stalker?
The cross-dresser? Yes.
Okay, good.
Ended up hiring someone in town to like scare him. But you know what he started doing? Going on my Instagram page and telling people I had a pimp.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I think I don't know. It just got weirder and weirder. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to go kind of clean up and block him.
I feel like I really missed out by not reading the comments section on all your photos. Like, we kind of skimmed through everybody's comment sections, but I feel like I missed gold.
I remembered waking up in the morning and checking my Instagram, and he went on a rampage, and I was like, man, he really don't know me because I don't want no man between me and my money, honey.
Stay out of my way.
You're gonna make sure he stays away. Yes, exactly. I did notice though that when you needed to have some muscle to get rid of him, you didn't call us.
Me?
How? All right, never mind. I guess I understand.
No, well, it kind of wasn't that. It was more like local, like trying to find somebody local. He's a bodyguard for an upcoming musician coming out of my hometown. So that I just kind of naturally went to like, who can I get involved? Because I went to the police station. They don't care.
Right.
And I even said to them, I was like, how many times as a woman do I have to come down to the police station in my lifetime to get a creepy guy to leave me alone? So
yeah, until they do something physically, the cops aren't going to do anything. They just don't care.
no, sadly, you know, so, and I was just kind of done with men in my hometown, like being dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then that scratches how your dating life is going. Never mind. We'll just.
Oh gosh.
Was there a difference between your dating life when you're just selling insurance and before and after?
Oh, well, not my dating life, because you guys know I've been single like 8 years.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the dating life before OnlyFans, during OnlyFans, after OnlyFans, no good. But I did get hit on at the Dollar Tree today.
Score.
Period. No. I do have to say something about the insurance world, though. I sold insurance for seniors, and in my mind, I literally thought, like, you know what? This is going to be perfect. I'm going to be working with older people. This is going to be a safer job.
Right.
I was never more sexually harassed in a job than doing insurance. I mean, these old men, I write about it in my book. One of them holding an oxygen tank, begging me to go on a date. That man was promising me a trip to Hawaii, honey.
Well, you realize they all come from the generation when this shit was, that shit was okay. That's how you flirted. That wasn't
Literally, oxygen tank in hand.
Wow.
And I kept saying, like, sir, do you need help with your insurance? I don't have anything to help you with. Like,
Nothing else is for sale.
I think I named it like something about Red Lobster, you know, oxygen and orgasms or something.
Yeah.
No, these old men.
Right? There's no bigger pervert than an old man. That's, I mean, and you know, to some degree, they've kind of earned it. You know, they've been on Earth for 80 years. Like, let them have a little bit of something once.
Oh my gosh.
To be fair, you can outrun them regardless.
Well, I was, set up helping with insurance. The gentleman came over with the oxygen tank, and I think he did talk me into a hug or something. And then the next thing you know, the next gentleman in line wanted one.
Yep, you started chaos,
and then people that had no clue, didn't even care, started lining up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, this isn't getting me no commissions, you know?
Well, Sarah, we speak from experience. You give a nice hug, so I understand.
This is true.
Thank you.
Yeah. There are people who know how to hug. So
You really got to go in there with
right. Yeah. Some people, don't put enough effort into their hugs.
No, it was a good deep one. So now you're back. You're back in the game.
I'm back. Just restarted my page, rebuilding everything. And I'm doing some fun stuff. I have some digital stickers, and it's gonna be fun this time around. I learned a lot. I'm hoping to bring a lot of my old fans back because have wondered about people,
Sure.
what happened to so and so, and I hope this person's doing okay. I hope their wife is good.
Yeah. Right? There is that connection, and that's part of why OnlyFans has become such a big thing, is because it's not just random women. It's you form that connection, and you get a real human connection with whoever you're, talking with. So
yeah, and I think that was part of writing the book too, and taking people into the DMs, because I wanted to give a human experience of the platform, not just for myself, but for my fans too, because the only thing people kind of hear about OnlyFans is from the tabloids. And
Yeah.
the tabloids, they sensationalize everything, and it's all about the clickbait, and that wasn't the side that I saw.
sure.
And, I truthfully met the nicest men in my life on that platform. Like, it really healed a lot in my heart, especially around men. Because the dating world is not that, it's not fun. But that platform was a lot more respectful, a lot kinder. There's a lot of reasons people are on it. I even write in my book, I saved a marriage or two. So
Yeah,
That's right. I want to talk about that.
I do
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Well, and you say that, because I think the people that are on OnlyFans talking with you, that you connecting with, are not the ones in the dating pool. They
Right.
are a little shyer. They don't have the confidence to approach a woman like you in the Dollar General or Tree, whatever.
I don't.
So
they need to get their oxygen tank out. Like they got to get the oxygen tank current,
yeah, stay away from those guys. They can. So those great connections, right? So let's touch on that. The couple that you helped.
Yeah.
You did talk about it, and I think it's a great, back to the heartwarming, stories. How did you touch their lives?
Yes, that's a good question. So I was actually on another podcast, and she was a sex therapist, and she reached out to me because she had a couple, very nice couple. They had, from what I understood, had like a real life foursome that went wrong. And I don't know all the details, didn't ask too much about it, but they were really working on healing their marriage together.
Sure.
But the husband still really wanted to involve a third party in the bedroom, but in a safe virtual way. So their therapist, clearly she couldn't do it, reached out to me and was like, hey, would you be interested in doing a virtual threesome, in a therapeutic way with this couple, and see how it goes? And I really have a heart for therapeutic. I don't know if you want to call it sex work or whatever, but doing it more therapeutically to help people heal around these issues. So my real mission in life is to dismantle shame around bodies and sex.
Sure.
So I agreed to it. He was super excited, and his wife, who was so sweet, was not sure at first. But I
Understandably,
will tell you,
Yeah.
yeah, of course, because it's sort of like, this is weird. What's happening? And I think when she kind of realized, I'm here just for fun, to be a voyeur, to not like a referee, but kind of direct, like a director of a movie, do this, do that.
Okay.
And it was safe virtual fun. So I would hop on, we would have some virtual fun. I would get off, and I will tell you that the next day, they would text me and tell me that they had sex 3 or 4 more times that night. It almost kind of was the foreplay that reconnected them.
Yeah.
And it really brought them together. And then once we did it a few times, the wife was actually getting really into it too, and she loved it. So
Awesome.
That sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
No objections here.
Yeah, I actually kind of promote that now and
Yeah.
and bring this up as an alternative to cheating in marriages, because let's be real, sometimes when you've been married many years, it gets a little boring in the bedroom. This is kind of a perfect compromise where you can bring a third party in virtually. It's safe. There's boundaries. I'm not trying to take anyone's husband. Like,
Right. It almost
you
seems
know-
like it's a little more guilt-free.
yeah, because it's very transparent and both parties are involved in the experience. So it's just supposed to be fun for everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Are you still
so-
working with them, or is it kind of they're doing great on their own, and when they need a jump start, they'll contact you?
Maybe I'll hear back from them once they find out about my book. But when I left everything, I literally I shut down every social media except my Instagram. I held on to that and I left everything completely. I had my own healing journey I kind of needed to go
Sure.
on. But that's definitely one of those people that I think back on. And that was a very beautiful and healing experience for me. And I hope they're doing well and that their marriage is thriving again.
Absolutely.
I hope they reach out to you again, because it sounds like
I do too.
regardless if they're doing well, it could still just be a fun time for all of you.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like that. Where are they now? Like,
Yeah.
I'm coming back after a couple years. I'd love to find out where everybody is. What have you guys been up to? I mean, still doing the podcast, so that's
We definitely are.
Yeah. We just said we got together over 4th of July. So that's the first time we've been together just as just friends and not doing the podcast in
a while. Yeah.
ages. So yeah, the podcast is a lot. It's grown into a lot. So
it is a full-time job plus more.
yeah.
And that's kind of what I write about in my book with the OnlyFans platform too. People think like throw a nude up and you get $1 million, but there's a whole business side to it that I kind of uncover in the book too.
Yeah, OnlyFans is such a hard platform to promote because there's no organic way to do it. You can't really put it on Instagram. There's no search feature on OnlyFans,
which is weird.
It's just it's so hard. The goal of getting noticed to even start getting people there. What kind of promotion do you have, going through your mind for that this time around?
That's a good question. So a lot of models do like share for shares, really collabing with other models. But in my hometown, you guys know, it's not like there was a bunch of other women doing this too. So that kind of made it difficult.
Right.
But from my experience, the best thing that ever worked for me was doing the podcast, being in the media, getting out there. I'm hoping my book helps accelerate my fan base again.
Yeah.
And there's 1 million models on there. So you gotta find your niche and your own fan base. I'm excited. I think this time it's gonna take off, and I get to do it differently and smarter. Last time I got thrown into it.
Yeah, you're kind of, your hand was a little forced last time. This time it's more by your choice.
And that is the game changer for me, is that I'm empowered now. Like, I know what my boundaries are. I know what my tip board is. I know what I'll say yes to, what I'll say no to. And I have
What did she say no to, Kevin?
Being back on
But
the
now that-
platform, I've already had some fans tell me, like, we really missed you. It just wasn't the same without you. So, I had my own niche and fan base, and I should really be proud of that,
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you think the biggest things that when you were away from it, now that you're back, which is awesome to hear how confident you are, what's the biggest thing that you think you learned about yourself during that time away?
Oh my gosh, so much. I've done my own healing work. So I have another book that I wrote, which is my memoir called God is My Sugar Daddy. That's what I want to make my whole brand around. But I was hoping we could talk about this on your podcast because you guys know that I was cyber raped
Yeah.
by a blogger in town, and it had profound severe effects on my mental health.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I actually wrote another book called Cyber Rape is Real, where I'm going to be advocating for laws to protect women around cyber rape and deep fakes with AI.
Yep.
But I was really struggling with suicidal thoughts.
Ooh.
And I started on ketamine therapy in January, and it saved my life.
Okay.
So the other reason that I am doing the podcast circuit is so that I can start talking about ketamine therapy, drop my links for people. It helps people with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and suicidal ideation.
Yeah.
So it's important for me to talk about that because I know that there's going to be people out there that hear my story and it saves their life.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we are here for you and here to promote it as much as we can as well.
Before we go down the ketamine therapy road, I want to go back to the cyber raped and what do you mean by the term cyber raped?
That's a good question. Sometimes it's called revenge porn, but what had happened to me was that a local blogger had taken my nude from behind a paywall on OnlyFans and distributed it virtually all over Facebook without my consent. That was a copyrighted image. I did not give my consent for him to do that. When you're on OnlyFans, that is transactional and consensual.
Yeah.
Somebody asked for it, I agreed. And the way he used it to defame me, to get me fired, to humiliate me, and then Facebook would take it down, let him put it back up. And that is unacceptable. And the fact that people were not shaming him. Other people were screenshotting, sharing. And if you look at the research around cyber rape, it psychologically has similar effects of a physical rape, especially because the duration is longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost forever sometimes.
Well, yeah, that's what they say. The internet's forever, right? Like once it's out there, it's out there.
It is out there, and it was the way that it was used as a weapon against me, taken from behind my paywall on a site. It broke also terms of service. There is an honor code that is expected that you are respectful of models and their content. That was
of course,
as everyone should be.
Right. I'm curious, does OnlyFans try and do anything about a situation like this when it happens, or are they just like, your problem?
I did reach out to them when this had happened. I did not get a lot of support from the platform. Unfortunately, I was just kind of told like, well, let him know basically this is copyrighted material. But unfortunately, I feel like the platform should intervene more. Let's be real. They have lawyers,
right?
That should have intervened to help a model on that site.
Yeah.
So that is another thing that I want to use my story for, to advocate, because somebody has got to do it, and it's going to be someone that it happened to. Let's be real. People are sending virtual sexy images on Tinder, on Snapchat, on Facebook Messenger. It doesn't have to be on the OnlyFans platform, but unless and until there are strong laws protecting people, specifically women, it does happen to a lot of gay men as well. You know, there is a lag.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing that I want to advocate for. In my book, Cyber Rape is Real, I also post a proposition for lawmakers to start passing cyber rape laws as well.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Which wow, and we'd like to help with that too. What are you doing? What has been done since you started? Is there anything changed or?
Nothing yet, just because I'm just getting started back.
Okay.
And plus I'm self-published. So I have no marketing team. I have no PR. This is just me going out and marketing myself and raising awareness through podcasts, through fans and followers. But it's important for me that when I come back, that I come back in a very intentional way, that I share my story, all parts of it, because sharing in vulnerable ways is what helps other people.
Yeah, that's where change comes from, is when people are brave enough to tell their story, because we just don't know unless people are willing to share their stories. Right. We don't really know that it's happening. I mean, especially the naive people that just put their horse blinders on. I mean, we're smart enough to know what's happening, but unless we hear about it, it's just not in our mind.
Yeah. And I think, we forget how good people get at masking their pain. I was very good at putting a smile on, but I was really struggling. So I needed to take that time to go work on myself. And I'm so thankful to ketamine therapy. I'm actually going to be meeting with the company on Wednesday and sharing my story with them. So I actually hope I get to kind of be a spokesperson for this medicine.
Yeah, that's awesome. You hear about a lot of people doing it now. Can you kind of explain the process behind it?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
Yeah, so I work with a nurse, and they worked with me on my dosing. So I always want to reiterate that this is, used as a medicine. And it did take me about a month or so to get on the right dose.
Sure.
But it worked very fast. There is really good, beautiful research about ketamine. When you microdose it, it actually creates neuroplasticity. So new neural pathways in your brain. It works on healing your nervous system. And what I really loved is every single day I got to check in. How's my anxiety? How's my depression? It is gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is gone. And so if you guys are interested, I'll drop the link if anybody is curious. I always tell people, listen, this worked for me, but I'm not a doctor or a nurse. Go do your own research.
Yeah. Work
with a nurse and see if this gives you help. So
it's definitely something I'm interested in. I've been on Zoloft, sertraline, whatever you want to call it, for I don't know, probably a decade now.
Yeah.
And about 6 months ago, I want to say, I tried again, but my most aggressive try to get off of it by weaning myself off. And I couldn't do it. I just started to break down, and I just started that. So I'm back on it, and still looking for ways to eventually be able to get off of it. So ketamine is something that I've thought about, and I'll definitely check it out.
What was your deciding factor to go with it as opposed to something else?
What did you say, honey?
What was your final decision or to push you to go with
how
that
did I get into
as
that?
opposed to some other drug or therapy?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I, like so many other people, have tried different pharmaceuticals, and they always numbed me out. And I wasn't trying to get numbed. I was trying to feel the positive emotions. And if I could explain what ketamine did for me, my trauma had me trapped in the lower vibration frequencies, the sadness, the depression. I could only feel kind of pockets of joy.
Sure.
I couldn't sustain it. And it was like, once I started on ketamine, it just opened up the higher frequencies where I could start feeling joy longer. I'm tapped more into those positive feelings, because people will say, oh, just think positive. I really couldn't, because especially if you've had a lot of trauma, your brain starts looping in thoughts, and ketamine is like the breaker switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to mention too, my understanding is that if you are on other medications, you can still be on them when you start the therapy. And when I read other patient testimonials, people were saying that they actually ended up getting off of their medications.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've always said that that when people tell you, "Oh, just think positive," just to think positive, it's kind of akin to putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. Like that's not how it works. If I could think positive, I would be thinking positive.
Yeah, why? I want to be positive so badly, you know.
Right.
So the way I got into ketamine therapy, I found I was desperate. Especially with suicidal thoughts. If anyone has ever struggled with those, it's like being on a gravitron ride. And
The gravitron.
It was just looping every night, and it was a lot of suffering. And I think I might have came across an article. There is a clinic in town that I was going to start at where they actually do the IV therapy, but when you're on the medication, you can't drive for a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was a barrier for me, which is why the company I ended up going with, when I do my medication, I meditate in the morning, but I kind of have to let it wear off and then start my day. So I have to get up earlier and build my time in.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
It's been life-changing.
So when you go in for a treatment, how does it all go down, and how do you feel? Like, do you kind of go to sleep? How does it all go?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, the medication I use comes in a little container. I think it's called a troche, a truche. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's like a little cube, and you put it between your gum and your cheek.
Okay.
And it dissolves.
Oh, okay.
One thing I like about this is you are never out of control. You are always the whole time cognizant.
Okay.
You can come out of it. In fact, it has given me extreme clarity of thinking now.
Sure.
But you just let it dissolve. And then it's almost like your whole body and nervous system starts relaxing. You know, when you get a massage and you're at the end of the massage and you just feel
trance-like?
Sure. Yeah.
That's what you feel.
Okay.
And guess what? There's a lot of research that if you use music, it amplifies the experience. So I personally use meditation music.
Oh, okay. I thought when you said it amplifies the experience, I thought you meant the experience. And I was going to say, sign me up.
Well, I mean, it kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. What it kind of does is dissolves ego,
Okay.
fear, worries. They actually say that when you start this therapy, you should also do it in tandem with a therapist.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
The therapist can help you go into those deeper layers and do deeper healing work.
I was going to say, I imagine you start to get a lot of deep feels that you haven't had because you're so relaxed and so able to just kind of feel things.
Let it out. Sometimes I cry. Every experience is different. I started channeling my books, actually, and these books just poured through me out of my ketamine sessions, and that was therapeutic and healing for me. I wrote God is My Sugar Daddy, which was my memoir about my childhood trauma.
Yeah.
So when I'm telling you, we went deep, honey.
Wow. So my question is, do you get prescribed this? Or is this...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you should start with a therapist that would prescribe that.
So it's a company, and I'll send you the link. So you set up a meeting with a nurse. You go over your medical history, medications
Sure.
you're on, because you got to make sure that's all the nurse stuff that they do.
Right.
And then they're going to start you out on like the lowest dose. And then they're going to work with you on how, you're going to do a check-in every day. How's your anxiety? How's your depression?
Mm-hmm.
And then like I said, it took me about a month or so to get regulated and on the right dose. So be a little patient. You're going to check in with your nurse during that time. But it's been a wonderful experience.
And then now that you've found your dose, how often do you take it? How often do you do
Every
that?
day.
Every day. Okay. So it is something you do every day then.
In the mornings, I meditate, and my trauma was pretty severe. I had a lot of like compounded, layered PTSD. So I did end up getting on the highest dose. And I hope at some point I'll be able to, back off of it, but
Sure.
maybe not. I know it gets the reputation of being a drug and people can misuse it, but I really advocate for people to do their research on the microdosing and how it helps heal brains and trauma brains. Because I don't want the information about it to be something that people don't look into for medical reasons.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
Is this something that's recognized by insurance companies? Or is this all on your own?
That's a good question. I don't think so at this point.
Okay.
But the company that I go through, it's affordable. Like, it's affordable enough that I would rob somebody to be able to pay for this.
I love it.
I will go on my OnlyFans page and be like, hey, who's going to pay for my medication?
I don't want a coffee. I want med.
All right.
Well, good for you. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know how the medical field looked at that, as opposed to like somebody that you've already like, you've already seen your doctor and whatnot.
Yeah.
Would they be able to help you with that, or you got to go totally off?
It's ironic because my personal doctor was not a fan of me doing the medication. He actually was trying to prescribe an antipsychotic to me.
Yeah.
Well, he makes money off that. So,
but being in the world of healthcare, I also know pharmaceuticals work with doctors, and there are some political things going on there. And I also think a lot of doctors, because this isn't mainstream, they're not doing their own research either.
Absolutely.
And I'm a living testimony that I never should have been on the medications. They were making my symptoms worse. And sometimes these medications, the side effects are worse than the symptoms.
And they're not really
sister, preach.
And they're not really fixing you. They're just band-aiding it. And it sounds like this is actually trying to fix you.
Yes.
Well, it's very similar to like mushrooms, and they are starting to legalize, use of mushrooms on the West Coast, and MDMA for therapy. That's becoming a thing. And I'm sure ketamine eventually, when they start to see the benefits of it and they can somehow figure out how to make more money off of it, it will become a thing that, that's why, mushrooms aren't a thing that they're ever going to, because they're like, you guys can just go find those in the woods. How can we, if we can't make it chemically for you, we're not gonna okay it. So
yeah, but like I said, what I like about this is you're clear-minded, you're cognizant. If I'm taking my medication and somebody needs me, I can come right out of it and go attend to something. So it's not. If anything, it's made me more clear thinking and not less. Because I think some people, I remember I did another podcast and they were like, how are you, you do it every day. How are you managing? I'm like, more clear-minded than I've ever, my nervous system has been messed up since childhood.
Sure.
So I didn't have a contrast to like what clear thinking or a stabilized nervous system was.
Sure. Well,
when that's all you know.
Yeah.
Right there is probably the greatest story that's coming out of us talking to you again, just for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, truly. And that was kind of my first book, where I wrote about God is my sugar daddy. I write about my spiritual journey, healing from trauma, somatic therapy, ketamine therapy, and what my healing journey was like. And then that kind of segued into some other books that I processed during my treatment. And then the big one was about my OnlyFans experience, which I think the book surprises people that it's not exactly the scandalous book that everyone was assuming it was going to be.
No, it's not. It's like I said, it's fun. It's more fun than any. That's what I got out of it. It was just a fun read, especially that part when where you think cocktails with dimples in the beard. I really like that part. That was cool.
I did. You guys made it into the book.
Thank you very much. That's awesome.
And to be fair, before I keep spouting, I want to you also included Josh Potter, and without Josh Potter, we might not have heard your story, because the first place we heard your story was on Josh Potter's podcast. So,
guess what? I might try to go meet him in Chicago this weekend.
Oh yeah, he's there on Sunday night. Yeah,
he's so much fun.
He's coming to Wisconsin at the middle of August, so we're gonna go see him the middle of August when he's here.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, if I don't make it to Chicago this weekend, let me know when you guys are going, and then maybe I'll make a road trip out to you guys.
All right, we'll do. Yeah, we'll let you know. I think it's August 15th and 16th or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that weekend, whenever that falls, the middle of the month.
And he's always so receptive, and hangs out, and we just have a good time with Josh.
So kind, and I put in the book, how he stood up for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think I also thanked his roaches too. So
I think your guy, your vlogger, was named Queef of the Week or Queef of the Year or Queef of the Decade.
Queef of the Year, baby.
That's right. Way to go, Josh. There he is. There's the man right there.
Yeah. I don't know if he still does Queef of the Week or
I don't. He could.
If he doesn't,
nobody could top it after that guy.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
And by the way,
did you read the book about my neighbor?
Mm-mm.
Did you get to the end of the book yet?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't got all the way through yet.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I am going to tell you, I literally laughed out loud writing this part of the book. If you thought DM Diaries was wild, this part, I laughed writing it, but it's about my neighbor, and the chapter title is called Martha and the Gummers. So
okay, yes.
I yes.
I've certainly seen reference to it. I was wondering what that was all about. Now I'll go home and I'll read her up tonight.
You gotta go home, read it, and then text me your thoughts.
Will do, yeah, for sure.
Well, it just proves that you don't have to stop having sex and having fun.
That's right.
That's exactly the point of me adding her into the book, was hey, listen, this is a normal part of being a human, and we're made for pleasure. We're made for sex. It's time to start having healthy, intelligent conversations. And that's why I'm calling myself the new Dr. Ruth, but with lashes and lingerie.
There you go. Oh, I love Dr. Ruth.
Oh, I know. Remember her?
Yeah,
oh,
I remember being able to it felt like taboo when you were, because I was in my teens watching her, and you'd be like, "Ooh, she's talking about sex."
I know, but she was just
Did you ever find her sexy?
Yes.
Was it kind of weird?
She looked like a grandma, and she was so unassuming that she was able to she was our sex ed of the time.
She was.
She was. So you have a whole big section in your book about sex tips.
Ooh.
And you go through a lot of different things and a lot of different subjects, which, back to your point, you got to talk about it.
Notice that's the thing he brought up. That's the one part. He's like, sex tips. That's where he went first.
Well,
yeah. I mean, I got a few.
You've got a few. You got a lot in there.
I had a few, but I was gonna ask, from your guys' point of view, were they helpful, to hear it from a woman?
It's always helpful to hear from women. Yeah. That's what we always tell women we're with, and women are always like, "Oh no, just tell us what you want. We'll do it.
Well, yes,
we will do it. Whatever you want."
Men want to make us happy. So
Yes.
we need to be a little more vocal and explain things and how our bodies work, because our bodies work different than your body. So,
Well, not
you
only
know,
that, all
we're
of
both
your
there
bodies
to
work.
have fun.
Not only that, all of your bodies work differently. For the most part, guys work the same. You do this,
Yeah.
we go, yay. It's not always the same with the ladies.
Every lady's got a
No,
different spot.
We're a lot more nuanced, complex. It's like you got to get the motor started. It takes a lot longer for us. And actually, I even put in my book that most women actually don't orgasm from penetration only.
Right.
So
Correct.
you got to do some other stuff for us.
No problem.
Or you're going to get replaced by the rose. I don't know what to say, gentlemen.
So becoming into sex tips and an expert, how did you learn all that? Research? And was your research hands-on, or did you read about it?
Well, I think the best research is hands-on. But when I got into OnlyFans, that gave me an opportunity to explore. I kind of got this pass to go and like try toys. I did some content with some girlfriends.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was some new stuff for myself that I got to learn and discover. And I would recommend everybody give themselves that opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's where you find out, right? Okay, I tried it. I don't like it, so I'm just not going to do it ever again.
And sometimes you don't. And that's
Right.
kind of where it comes down to like communicating, saying boundaries, like, you know, what one person likes, another person doesn't. You just got to find, you know, someone that wants to play the same way in the bedroom like you know?
Yeah.
So not to get too deep, but you talked about, well, right there, men and women are different. But in today's world, with the whole empowering of women, they just want to have that casual sex, but it's kind of sounding like it's really not in their makeup. So how does today's woman, being so empowered, deal with casual sex and one night stands?
I'm speaking for me, and there probably are lots of women that feel the same way I do. One of the reasons I wanted to add this experience into my book is just because I feel like we don't have a healthy relationship with sex. Our culture now has become very consumer based, like consumables. Like we're treating everybody like a sexual consumable. We have the hookup culture. We have the dick pics.
Mm-hmm.
And not only is it tricky for me, dating sites especially, because men are going on there pretending they want a relationship, but they're just trying to get free access to you, buy you a burger, you know? But the other thing for me is looking at it from the lens of as an aunt and a mom, right? I'm looking at my 19-year-old niece who has 100 dick pics in her
Jesus.
snap.
They're not all
She's
mine.
not on OnlyFans. You know, how do I help people navigate this when the culture is so free for all and men are constantly pushing boundaries, especially digitally? So I actually created little digital stickers for dick pics. Well, I always tell her, like, send them to your aunt. She'll grade them. I have a whole report card that I revamp.
You do.
But I created like little digital stickers to kind of help, little boundary stickers, because it's a little out of control, to be honest. You know, one guy sending a dick pic, you don't realize that woman has probably received 25 that day. Like, we're over it, men. You know, we need to bring in like consent. You got to ask.
Yeah.
Don't just assume that the woman wants to see that. And
if a woman wants a dick pic, she'll ask for it.
And you may be surprised that unless she's in a relationship with you, she may not be that interested in seeing it, you know?
That's my point.
It's a little
That's my
different
point.
for us than you guys, again, visually.
Yep.
But, you know, so again, it's kind of something I kind of want to talk about, because it's tricky, and it's kind of like the runaway train with the dating apps and the swipes and the hookup culture. And then you have young kids trying to navigate this. Even my high school niece, I mean, really little boys asking her inappropriate things. You know, the dating culture is broken, is what I'm getting at. Like, we need to bring respect back, and funnel people to a platform like OnlyFans, where, hey, come play here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody knows what's going on. It's transactional. You can have some fun. It's virtual, but it's a safe place to do that. Stop doing it in regular DMs. You know,
in real life. And I think that's what we're missing now is the term dating. Nobody's. I mean, it's okay to date 10 different people. You have to sleep with them, but that's where you get to know them. Is the dating, and it's okay to be like, nope, we're not jiving, so I'm moving on.
Yeah, well, and I think when you rush into being sexual with someone, it's almost like you're gonna crash and burn, because you don't even know that person well enough to say what your boundaries are, what you like, what you don't like. How can you go from one date straight to the bedroom? Like, it adds a lot of pressure, I think, on both ends. You know, I think slow down, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to rush it. Handle your business before you go on the date.
Yeah.
So you don't, you know, you can think clear and try to get to know her.
There was something about Mary had some good philosophy in it.
Yeah. She basically just told you jerk off for your dates. Okay.
That's my point.
Okay. Yeah.
which is understandable. So
It is.
Do you go by the 3-date rule? That used to be a thing with girls.
You know, I am a little weird because I have done really long stretches of celibacy. I've done my own hookups. I've done my own, like, for me, it's kind of if it feels right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
do it. So I don't know if there's a rule, but I've also been single a long time, so I'm probably not doing anything right either. But
none of us are.
Sarah, I
Yeah.
do not like men rushing the sex stuff with me.
Yeah. Because
in my life, that is a constant. So I'm looking for someone who trying to find out my favorite color, you know, like,
right.
trying to get to know me. Otherwise, it's like, I got a link for that, you know.
Yeah.
I got a link for that.
Isn't that the
or
truth?
I got
though?
a book for that, honey.
Yeah.
That's perfect. There's your response to all these guys out there. I got a link for that. Move on.
That's right. I got a link for that.
I like it.
So are there more books up there? Are you? I mean, it sounds like you're on a big writing spree. There's got to be more coming, huh?
Yeah, I actually have a little library that I have started in an Instagram page called Juree Books, where I've posted all my collections. I actually have a book that I'm getting ready to post. It's already written, called Sacred Sex School, and it's for teens and their parents because it's a tricky subject, and it's a shame-free guide, and there's a section in there where you can write back and forth questions because it's a little tricky to talk in person about it. And it's for boys and girls, just kind of shame-free. We're matter of fact.
Nice.
And again, dismantling that shame around this topic, mostly because the response I was getting from my OnlyFans book was about people who said, man, I had all this shame my whole life. And I thought, wow, what if I could write a book for parents and teens and we address it early on?
Yeah.
What kind of healthier adults could we have?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Shame is such a debilitating emotion. And
Well, I think there's a thing about just because you're asking about it doesn't mean you want to do it.
Right.
Yeah, the curiosity is healthy and normal. When you get to the Martha part, she actually talks about freaking choking the chicken in front of my kids. And I had to go home and explain that.
You didn't tell them that's how they used to kill the chickens on the farm? She's talking about dinner on the farm.
First time you hear that could be a little, what?
Oh my gosh. I think my eyes went like this. But, that's my experience too, is like, I'm a parent and it's a tricky thing on all fronts, so.
Yeah.
Well, and you got both. You have a boy and a girl. And so you're dealing with both sides.
And they're right at that teen age.
Sure.
So, we're all going through it together.
I might be calling you for advice on the girl.
Well, you
mine
can
is
buy
on
the
her way
book.
to that.
Yeah, buy the book. We talk about all the things, periods and boners, and.
So were they?
I love the word boner.
Did you?
It's just.
Do you believe
funny.
they had a character named Boner
on Growing Pains?
Yeah.
They did.
With the most religious man in history, Kirk Cameron. That's weird.
So funny.
Truth.
For him saying that. Hey, Boner. What? Wait.
Hey, Boner.
You know what?
Can they even show that show anymore?
I don't know. Well, how did that? Anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't. If anybody out there knows what the history of Boner is, I mean, I guess it's like I'm a bonehead or I pulled a boner.
I'm thinking, yeah. And they weren't talking about his dick.
Oh.
No.
I giggled though
They
every time.
might have. Who knows?
Right?
The 80s were wild.
They're like, we're gonna slide this one by. They're not gonna have any idea what we're talking about. Maybe Boner wasn't a boner before Boner.
Some viewers gonna have the answer to this.
Right?
I hope so. I love talking about boners. What was I going to ask?
I don't know. You were in the middle of a question. Then you got a boner.
Well, then I'm not asking my next question after that statement.
Ask away.
Nope.
No, I think we were. Books. I have a cool book for people on law of attraction. I'm very spiritual. I have a book called The Vortex, which is about the teachings of law of attraction, energetics, Abraham Hicks, and I even talk about Dr. Joe Dispenza, and kind of explain energy work. I just have a whole gamut of stuff, you do. My hope is that people realize I'm not just a tabloid story.
Well, you're showing it. That's for sure.
Exactly.
I mean, you're not stopping. You're just you're continuing to let your mind go and just to grow yourself and to help others grow.
Yeah, and that's my whole goal is to use my stories to make people feel less alone, to break down shame stories, and to show people that you can heal.
Yeah. So before we go, what's the one thing that you want women, men reading this book? What do you want them to take away from this book?
I want them to feel like God designed sex for pleasure, and that sex is a really good thing. That it's meant for connection and love and joy and expression. And that I just hope that they have the best sex of their lives. And they make that their goal. And
Amen
they
to
find
that.
beautiful, beautiful healing partners, sexual partners in their journeys.
That's beautiful. Amen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can I hold? I don't have any more of my author copies.
There we go. That's the book we're talking about, Diary of an OnlyFans Model.
Now tell everyone the best place to get the book, to find all your books, and to find you.
Yeah, thank you. So all of my books are on Amazon. So you can find me at Sarah Juree on Instagram. You'll find my link tree. All of my books are there. And I just wanted to just reiterate that I am self-published, which means I don't have a marketing team. I don't have a PR person. So every single person that buys my book, you're supporting me, my dream, my family, my comeback. It means so much. 5-star reviews on Amazon, sharing
Lots of
my
them.
book.
Lots of them.
It means so much to me because this I really want this to go viral, and I want people to read this book, not because it's mine, but it's ours.
Yeah.
You know, this book is a collective experience, and it's universal. We all have our issues about sex, and I hope they find humor and heart in my book.
I'm sure they will.
I know I did.
Yeah. But now that we've looked at that cover a few times, I got one last question.
Yes.
Who's the owner of those lips on the cover?
I wish they were mine. I need some more lip filler to get mine that plump. Mine are a little thin right now.
Those are some juicy lips.
Thank you. But I actually designed that cover, all of my covers by myself as well. So,
Well, of course, you are the team.
And the creative.
I am everything. I am CEO, publisher, author.
Much like this team, we are it. We got nobody but us. We control our fate.
But sometimes that's best, because if I would have had a publishing company, they would have censored the hell out of me, and
they'd have
that's
taken
what makes my book
75%
so
of every
good.
sale.
And they would have, hey, you know, I don't like people between me and my money, honey.
Right.
I love it.
Number one rule.
I love it. Thank you so much for doing this again, Sarah. We love you. You know that.
Thank you.
So-
I love you guys too.
So great to see you again. And hopefully it works out in August with Josh.
Yeah, I would love to make a road trip.
That'd be cool. All right. Have a good
We'll
night.
stay in touch. Night.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously though, get your asses out of here.